You are now listening to the sounds of Mood Swing Music Group.
What's up? Welcome back to the channel. And today what we're going to do, man, we're going to get into part 3 of the Simple Melody series. So let's start up with a little session here in Native Instruments Maschine. Let's see if we can fire this baby up. We're going to jump back into this session we had open the last couple sessions. I hope you guys been using the tips and tricks in part 1 and 2. Today we're going to keep it simple because that's the name of this series here, Simple Melodies. So we're going to keep it simple. The reason I'm keeping it simple is so you guys can kind of start off slow, get in there, start figuring out what's what, how it works, and start experimenting a little bit on your own, because a lot of times when you experiment on your own, that's when you're going to come up with the best stuff. I mean, I can sit there and show you like all the fine details, but a lot of that stuff would probably confuse you more than anything. So we're going to keep it simple today, man. Part 3. We're going to jump in this joint, man, do what we do. As soon as machine starts up, it's taking forever. That's what happens when you got a bunch of VSTs loaded on your computer. Don't matter how fast your computer is, you gotta read through all this shit. Shout outs to all the new subscribers to the channel, man. What I really want to do when we get to 1,000 subscribers, man, I want to give away a piece of equipment in this studio. So when we get to 1,000, we probably do some kind of, I'll probably do some kind of a raffle where everybody pick a number, and then we just gonna jump in the game, man, and see about giving away a piece of this equipment here. I'm thinking about giving away this Novation keyboard over here. So it depends, man. It depends on how it go, but I definitely want to give away a piece of equipment to one of my subscribers when we reach that number. So, man, you know the name. You know the name of the game. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification so that when I'm uploading these videos, you will get it. You dig? And, man, let's get with the shits. Let's get with it. Let's go in. See what our preferences look like. See if we got it set up to work here. And I got the string, just feeling that it's gonna have a crazy lag, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try this thing out one time. So what I want to do today, man, I guess we'll get into some holy moly. Holy moly. Yeah, today what we get into, man, we're going to keep it simple. Let's see if we can add either a pad or a string to what we got already. So let's listen to it first. Let's see what we got on deck here. So, you know what, listening to that, let's go with a string. Let's see if we can pull a string in. Let me go to browse on the keyboard, go to sounds, go here, which one do I want to go to? We go here. We'll go to strings. And I'm keeping it simple, guys. I'm not really looking for the best instrument. I'm just trying to look for an instrument that'll go with this track so that we can get the tutorial done so that you can start using your favorite sounds to make your beats. Don't make the beat that I'm making. You know what? Let's go with heaven. We're going to go with heaven. We're going to drop heaven in. We're going to go back to our scale. We was rocking in C minor. We're going to keep it in C minor. We'll harmonize it a little bit. But before we do that, is it a simpler way to make, might be an easier way to do this. Let's do this. Let's highlight this line. Let's copy it. Let's go here. Copy, paste, and we just stole that pattern from our piano. So turn those off. Let's see how it sounds. So what I did basically is just did a copy and paste instead of having to play that in again. I just copied the chords from up here on the piano that we loaded in on the session 1, on part 1 of this setup here. So you know what, let's listen to both of them together and see where they are as far as octaves. And that's how it sounds without it. So when I cut that baby out, that's what it's like. So more than likely what we could do is use those strings for the hook. I'm gonna bring it back in at the bottom of the drop right here. So that sounds pretty good, man. That filled it in pretty good. Let's check something else out. So we can rock with that. So what I'm going to do, let's do something real slick here. So it looks like when it loaded that string, it already has a meta verb on it. So let's do something. Let's space it out a little bit. So let's give it a little bit of space. So we'll go in here, go to internal. How do we want to do this? Do we want to... what we want to add to it? Let's add something to this to pull it apart just a little bit. You know what? Let's do... oh, we'll go with chorus. We'll see what chorus sound like. Let's try a chorus on there. Okay, let's try some, because to me this sounding a little screechy. Let's take this and drop it. Let's go down. Let's see how this sounds. And as you can hear, I am not in the right key signature. It sounds like shit. All right. One thing we gonna do. We are going to open this up, get rid of that, go back here. Open that up so we can see. Now turn it back on. Let's highlight it all. And let's get it in the right key signature. And it goes down one. So it's sounding a little boring. So let's do something here. Let's kick this thing all the way up. Let's get up in the heavens with it. It's called heaven, right? Now we got too high. That's like when you're smoking that blunt. Holding on to that blunt too long. Get too high. Okay, that's the strings. So if we wanted to, man, let's do something else here. Let's do this. And this is going to be in the next series, but just to give you a little taste of what we can do. Kind of sounding plain right now. We can go here. We can go to browse. We can go to here. We can go to bass. Ah, one of my favorites. Let's drop adrenaline in there. Drop adrenaline. We'll copy this. We'll paste this. We'll go in here on adrenaline, and what we will do is we want to get rid of all of the top notes. Oh, damn it. Did I do that? I think I did that right, but we'll see in just a second. So that's a little high. We'll highlight them, and we'll start to drop it down. Let's see about one more. Yep, that's what we want to be, right in there. We want to be right in the cut. And this is just to show you what we can do with it. So right now it's sounding like this. Sounding kind of thin. Check it out. Now check it out. Now what I did right there, I just added bass. I took those exact same chords and I took the top two notes off of the chord and just kept the bottom note of the chord. And then I just dropped that baby in there, man, and I dropped it in the lowest octave that I thought would sound good. So then basically what you could do, you could shorten it. Let's take all of them and shorten them that for. Let's check it out. We can shorten it a little more. Matter of fact, we can shorten it like that. Check it out. So I know you hear that and you're thinking, man, what the hell is he doing? But watch this. Let's play it. We just gonna mess with it until we get it rocking out. You hear me? And then from here, since it's kind of hiding in there, right? So what we can do, we can jump in here and we'll throw a distortion on it. I'm gonna show you distortion to make it show up. Then we go back to sampler. So yeah, that's gonna be that's for a later video, man. I just wanted to show you that how easy it is to add bass to this. So what we're gonna do in the next series, we'll touch on bass and bass lines and how to create them. But for today's video, we added this little heaven string right here. Let's play it one time. Really simple. We didn't do nothing special. And guys, feel free to use reverb, all kinds of different reverb and delays and stuff on your strings. I mean, you can even take these strings and copy them. Take some of these take the higher notes and move the higher notes up to other octaves and stuff to add to the string. You can do all kind of stuff, pretty much anything you want to do as long as it stays within the realm of the C minor chord that we're using. So feel free to get in there and play around with it. All I say is save it once you create it, and then once you play around with it, if you don't like it, just cut it out of there and put it back. That way you have your session saved with the chords on it. And as you experiment, if you don't like it, I mean, just delete it and start over, start from scratch. But we're going to stop it right here, man, because I get to playing with this, and I'll start doing too much. And then I don't want to confuse you guys, because really what I want you to do, I want you to get in there and play with it on your own so that you can start to come up with different ways of doing things. I don't want it to just be you following my idea. I want to give you the basics, the fundamentals of it, and then you run with it. So what we're going to do, man, we're going to stop right here. This is part 3 of the Simple Melodies series. We're going to do 5 parts to this series right here. So we'll come back in a couple days after you played around with the strings or whatever sound you want. It could be an organ or whatever, just to add a little sound for the hook or maybe a bridge or something like that. And we'll just get back to it, man. We'll add a couple more instruments on here. And then what we'll do a 6th video where we actually mix all of this together and make it sound more like a production versus a beginner beat. So with that being said, man, like, share, comment, subscribe most of all. Hit that bell notification so that when I upload these videos, man, you on top of it. You don't miss nothing. We're going to do 2 more videos on this. We're going to drop the 6th video where we mix this, and then we're going to go into the bassline series. Also, remember, man, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a piece of my equipment in my studio. Don't know which piece it is yet, but I'll be giving away a piece of my equipment in this studio for getting to 1,000 subscribers. And, man, like always, man, stay in front of this shit. Don't just be a producer, be productive. Peace.